Greetings Space Cadets and welcome back for another Minecraft survival episode. In today's episode we are going to be building a bulk storage system, but first, before we start it, I just want to show you some modifications that we've made to the inside of our base. Instead of just having this small coop that we had here with a few chickens, I have now expanded it all the way to the side wall. Got some grass in there, got a sort of little coop, we've got a little water tray there, some area to play in, some plants. Some straw over there for them to lie and snooze on. And also, I've come up with a slight change to our entrance. It's much more open, this one now, but as a side effect we've had to make a extended trench just in case any mobs come in, because I was worried that they would hop over here. We've also tidied up a few of the walls as well, so instead of it being all mixture of blocks up here, I think there was some dirt and gravel and what have you. We've now taken all that out just so it's a single block, so we've got now a single canvas to work on at some point when we want to do some proper decoration in here. But first of all, we'll get on to storage, because storage is a bit of an issue in here. This was like my starting area. You can hear the kelp farm clicking underneath. The starting area where I have categorized lots of different items that we use all the time, but unfortunately some of them are just way too much. I mean, they're completely full, some of these. And as for cobble, if we hop through here, this entire line here is all cobble. And this side also contains a mixture of cobble and all sorts of other things as well. It's just completely overwhelmed. We have far too much. I converted all the ones in here into smooth stone. The collection area that we have down here, I've rejiggled this as well, so instead of it just being the 3 chests going down here, now they share between them, so everything will land at the bottom. And that's going to be important because everything is going to land in here, and we can hold it here temporarily in our main base. But when we want to send it to bulk storage, there's going to be a lever here that we can pull. A hopper will slide across there. You can see where we've got that gap there. And everything that's in this temporary area will then get drained to bulk storage. So we're going to show you there where the bulk storage is going to be, and then we're going to start building. So I've also had a little rejiggle in here and put some wood here. I had to extend and drop some of these bits, move this bit out just so that we can get something different in here. It's still a work in progress. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to look in the end. But let's hop down here, and instead of having a narrow corridor, we have carved out a massive space. Ignore this gap in the middle here. This is just where I've carved out an area where I'm going to experiment with different floor designs until I get one that I like for this room. But this is the floor space, and this is all going to be chests, as you can see, going up into these upper areas here. Well, I must maybe get that coal down as well whilst we're at it. Anyway, this road here, this goes along to the slime farm. I have made some modifications down here so that we don't lose as much. But since I've made those modifications, there hasn't been a single slime down here. Slime farms though tend to take ages to start up once I've made a little modifications to it. I mean, when I took the blocks out and changed it over half slabs, it was a day or so before we got slime again, and then we started getting loads, so I'm not worried about that. We'll probably get some slime whilst we're working in this area. But I'm going to go up into the upper areas and show you what we have to work with up there. I'll show you the mass amount of supplies that we need for this build, and then I'm going to build a couple of modules with you, and then after that it will be a jump cut and I will have the rest of it all built. So this area I have pre-carved out. There are lots of sections to it, and I'll explain what we're going to do, but it'll be easier once we actually start building it. So this area here that is ridiculously lit up, this goes along to underneath our base where that chest is, and it will come along here, and the items are going to have to be raised. Let's see, where are they going to be raised up from? This is, yeah, that's -3, so yeah, I put the torches in going up, so yeah, they're going to be raised up at this level to pass along here, and then they will go into sorting systems. What we've done here is I've carved out the minimum required, because all the empty spaces that we don't need I'm of course going to fill back in with stone. But I've left this gap open because obviously we'll need to put another stone block in here as we build the sorter. And then each section or silo is going to have 7 double chests zigzagging their way down to the bottom, with the exception of cobble, which is going to be occupying 3 of these columns. And we're going to have a special sort of dividing system so that we can get items into all of those chests. You'll also notice as well there is a little single channel dug out here. What we're going to have here is a little lighting system so that when the 7 chests are full, the light will come on here, and that will, well, light when we put it in will come on here, and that will tell us that we need to put we need to sort something out. Otherwise the system, when the system overwhelms, it means that it will power more lines, which means that the rest of the system, the storage system, will drop and we'll have to repair it. The only thing this is going to be an issue with is the cobble and the kelp blocks. Kelp blocks are going to get 2 columns, and the cobble is going to get 3 columns. So there's 7 double chests in the standard single item column. If we're using 2 columns, that will make 13 double chests because we have to sacrifice 1 double chest. And if we're using 3, that will mean that we get 18 double chests worth of stuff. And I think I've got about 10 or more stacks of cobble, so that'll be quite handy. But next, I know I showed you some of these supplies in the last episode briefly, but I moved everything down here, so this is all the supplies that we need. I think I might be short 10 hoppers, but that shouldn't be a bother. We'll just go upstairs and craft them. The main thing that's taken so long to get all the materials together is the chests, because a single chest requires 2 wooden logs to make. So we really should have built the tree farm, but I had to do something about the storage because we have no room upstairs anymore. So let's gather up the resources, and I will build 1 module. Let's see, let's just take a stack of chests, we'll take a stack of hoppers. I should say as well, part of this build as well, these are all filter blocks that we will need to put in the hopper at the top. Our system is going to have, it's got 40 down each side, so we've got 80 places to store items, and this is the, you need 3 rows basically of named blocks for that. And to that you just pop it in an anvil and rename it. It costs you 1 level of XP. So I took the anvil over to the skeleton farm so I could just do the whole stack, because at the time I didn't have any levels after a mining accident, shall we say. Anyway, let's move on. We have just regular cobble in here, which was going to be for creating the structures on this wall, but I thought it was easier when I was carving it out just to leave it. So I didn't have to carve out everything. So we'll probably not need any of that. So let's see, what do we need? We'll take that, we'll take some of the glass, we'll take some comparators. Anything else for the main part? Oh yeah, we need those as well, and an item frame. And let's hop up, and actually no, it would probably be easier if we build this from the ground up, and then we can hop up as we go to get to the top. So we need to be 7 high. So just going to pop these in here, get rid of that, put a hopper aiming into there, and I'll use blocks. So we're going to have another hopper here, and this is going to be our zigzaggy form. And what I will do is I'll just quickly put an item frame on there, so we're shifting click, you can see me dropping down there, and then this is going to display what we have in that column. Now how much of this can I do from down here? Let's see, can I reach that block? Yes I can. And then we'll just carefully pop these into here, and that's the first section. And that's it, just to explain, this zigzaggy pattern means that any item that we pop in the top, so let's stick a torch in the top, will find its way down to the bottom chest, because it'll get drawn in from that one, sit in here, drawn in, and so on and so forth. So let's hop up here to the little entrance that we have here. We also have the escape hatch for the AFK panic room. Ooh. Yeah, I thought I had the shift key held down, turns out I didn't. Right, so up on top of here, how many have we got so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's pop in number 6. I'm just realising here, I may have made a slight mistake. Let's just carve this little area out here, just for a moment. just give ourselves a little bit of working space. Let's pop that in there, and I think I may have built this one too low. No, I haven't built that one too low at all. Why have I put a hopper there? There we go. No, so yeah, I haven't gone completely mad. That is correct. So we'll get 7 in there, and we'll pop hopper into there. Just confused myself there because of course the light will come on, and it gives us 1 double chest's worth of leeway in case we need it, just for getting hold of the items. So let's see, we put a comparator in here, and put a repeater in there. And whilst we're up here, let's pop in that there, and yes, we have the cobble. Right. So what will happen is items will come in. This will also indicate as well whenever an item passes through this hopper. This will get a signal which will power that block, which will power that redstone light underneath. And that will let you know as well what items are currently being dropped into the system. So let's now go through to the next section, and what we have in here is we're going to build the, actually let's carve out another little larger area, just so you can see this from the side. I should have really had my diamond pick with me as well, but never mind. Let's see now, what we're going to do is we're going to stick a comparator that will come out of the hopper on the top once we get that high, and we will have some redstone there in a moment, but we will just need a repeater in there. And then if we pop a cobble block on top of that, and now I've locked myself down here. Normally I plan out the layout of all the things that we're going to do beforehand. Today's just been a bit of a weird one. So we're going to put 2 redstone across the top of there, and if I now get the redstone torch, and we will pop that here, and then in the end I'll fill up this channel here as well with blocks, because we won't need anything there. So let's hop on the top here and get the rest of these hoppers configured, because this is where the fun starts. So you're going to take the hopper that's going to be deciding what goes in, and you want to, just where you see that hitbox there, click it into that there. I always hold shift when I do these ones, and same again here, and this time pop that facing into there. And for the next bit, this is going to be where we're going to be sorting the items. So just whilst we haven't got anything handy, because I've left it down the bottom there, actually no, I will have to go and get the filter blocks because we won't have enough. So let's hop down here, and we will just take 1 stack of filter blocks and pop back up here. So in each of these hoppers here, the one that's facing the comparator, I just take those out there. We have the filter blocks, and you want to place, I should say what I'm using the right mouse click and just waving it over the top, which just puts 1 item in at a time. And there you go. So that will give you, that will like block the filter, and if we put 2 items in, you see 1 item gets dropped. That item will be stuck in here. There always has to be an item stuck in here. So when you want to choose what goes in, you need this array of filtered named blocks. The item you want sorted, you need technically 3 of those, because you will need 1 for here, 1 for there, and 1 for the label at the bottom there. And next up, we will just take a regular cobble block, just for the sake of this example, because I need a block to be able to face into. And this is going to be the line that everything goes along. So it'll go along here, down there. And I'll just pop that one into there. So right now, that was an item frame. So if I was to put a shovel in, you see that shovel has passed through to here. If I put in 13 item frames, I pop down here, you see that light comes on, and now it goes off, and there's our 13 item frames down here. So that is basically it. I'm going to build another one of these, which should go a little bit smoother, since I've figured out what the mistake was that I made before. Let's just pop a couple of these in here, because these are our lines for what's going to, you know, the items to indicate whether or not the hopper is full or not. And let's hop back up here, and we will build another one. I'll have to rebuild this little section here. So yep, that's regular cobblestone. So let's pop that in there, and you want to stick a comparator in here. Then we'll just seal that in. We'll get a little bit of redstone, 2 dabs of redstone. We want another comparator. When I build this in bulk, it'll be a far easier mission. Let's just run back through here. Because what I'm going to do is when I build this in bulk, it's just going to be a case of I'll be laying redstone all the way along, then comparators all the way along. Let's just get a shot of that construction block. There we go, so that's now put into there. And then from the underside here we'll go. And clicking into that. And of course items are going to start dropping into that because we haven't set up any of the filters. We will now hop down here. And we will place our comparator in. And the repeater. And then we will take another chest. And we'll hop back through the gap. And there we go. And that little flash there was that shovel getting chucked all the way down that we hid in there before. So let's go back up here. It'll be far easier when we're building it in bulk form. So let's see, filter blocks. Oh right, hang on, we've made a mistake somewhere. That shouldn't have dropped down. Ah, I know what we've done. We forgot to put a torch down there, didn't we? So let's hop down here and put our torch there. Recollect our filter blocks. And run back up. You have to watch out for that because if you do leave something out, the things will drop. And let's see, we're going to go in this one here, filter blocks, and you see now they're not moving at all now because they're locked in there. And what have we got? Right, we've got glass. So let's put item frames and glass in here, and we should see that they get sorted into the correct boxes. Let's just see if we can get down there in time. This is going to hurt. They're probably already down here. Yeah, that was the filter blocks. Oh, and the glass has come down here. Right, something's gone wrong. And that's the 10 glass that we put in. That other one there was just from before. I'm not entirely certain what happened there. Maybe I just didn't have enough blocks in one of the filters. But we're going to test it again, and just to be sure. So we're going to go here and let's see, we want that in the glass. So let's pop those in as quickly as possible. Hop down here. And there's our 11 glass. And I can't remember how many picture frames it was that we had. But yep, they've stopped coming through there, so I assume that means that's them all down. So yeah, that is the basic modules that we're going to build here. What I'm going to do now is I am going to go and construct all of these, but in a more bulk fashion. So rather than going up and down, we're just going to build one part at a time. I'm going to remove these blocks from here for now. I'll leave the filters in there though, because I'll have to go back and put them anyway. But I do have a plan for the order that I want things in. There we go. Let's just get a shot of those. So right, I will now put in the rest of this going all the way across both sides. Join me in a moment. welcome back everybody. I have now, it's taken a couple of hours, but I've got all the chests in. I have all of the filters all set. There is some reserved blocks for the future because we haven't been to the end yet, so we don't have any of those, but I've reserved those spots for them. A couple of little things I've had to jiggle around. Ender pearls, I wanted to store them, but because they stack in stacks of 16, I'm going to have to recalculate what's needed for those, because I wanted the ender pearls to go there. In fact, you know what, I'll still mark it there, and I'll have to figure out what the calculations are for that. But I'll quickly show you it working before I show you what else I've done. What have I got on me? Have I got any? Alright, we'll just take this redstone because that's nice and easy, and actually we'll use this hopper as well. So I've set up an intake. This system here, this is what's going to pop everything up. So it'll come from our base in this direction, it'll come into here, and it'll go up and into the system. So I'll tell you what, let's just hoy these in here. So you can hear they're getting pushed up, and they'll pass through the system. Well, let's run down here, it'll take a brief moment, because all those items have to go all the way down here, and then they have to come all the way back up here. And if this has worked, we should see the redstone flash and that one for the junk items flash in the lights above. So the hopper, we put the hopper in first, didn't we? So actually they might all flash at the same time. So let's just wait and see. Any time now. There we go for the redstone, another redstone. There's the hopper going in. And there's our free redstone. And our hopper. I'll say just before we continue, we had a funny incident before where everything just seemed to come out of here. The reason for that was, for some reason, I had put a... oh, you can't see it in there. But in this space here, I had placed a comparator rather than a repeater. Just clicked on the wrong thing. And let's see now if we go up here. The junk one, as well, let's click on here. So this is how the filter works. So you've got where filtered name blocks, and then we have the item that we want. There's also a second one of those in the hopper beneath it. The last one here, because this is where everything's just going to go that doesn't get filtered. This is just I just took the filters out of there, and I took the redstone torch out, so it doesn't matter, everything will just fall straight down there. For actually, let's just bring up my Excel here for a second there, so that I could get everything in the right places. These are the coordinates, and these are all of the items that have gone in here, and you'll see two that I've marked in bold because I'm going to show you how to do a double and triple area. And you see here there's gaps just for future items or something if I think that we need to store. So what I'll do is we'll quickly go down to, actually we'll just go down to the very end of this column, and we'll see what I've done in that one there just to block it out. See, there's a gap there for the kelp. And if I come down here, all I've done is that 6 block, put it there, and then it blocks it off. And you'll see we've got another hopper chain that comes round here, which just connects these two areas here. And I need to come back up a cobble block for that. Let's hop along here. I was going to box all this in, but I thought, no, I might want to in for maintenance, and this is an easy enough way to get in. We're going to get rid of some of these in a moment, and later on I can get rid of these bits of circuitry back here as well. But we'll have to go and get some supplies for that. And before we do that, let's just hop over the bridge here. And I'll show you that I've blocked that off, right? Just before we go any further there, you'll see there's a hopper beneath there, but it's not connected. That switch there, when toggled, that pushes in front of there. And that will push anything that's in here, will just eventually find its way into the filter system. Let's see. Oh, no, wrong way. No, right. Let's hop through here. Up here into the back of the furnace room. And there's a little maintenance shaft here. If I just follow the redstone, and then turn off here. You'll see there just a basic circuit there. We've got the hoppers pointing down, so when it moves across it'll let things drop into here. And at the moment, just whilst we're working, I have just got one hopper I've got to put in there facing that way, but I've left that out at the minute just until I'd finished the system. And you can see here's the redstone just coming down here. A little bit too much redstone, but it doesn't matter, we've got plenty to spare at the moment. And I've got a light there just so I can see that it's on. I might make that light somewhere like up in the floor so I can see that the system's on from there, but you turn it on and off from down here anyway. Right, let's get out of here. Actually, we can follow this hopper chain down here to the bottom. Actually, we can't because I haven't got any tools. Never mind, let's go back to the surface. Okay, we are going to start off with the kelp. Now we want the kelp to occupy these two columns, and all we need to do that is bring some tools with us. One moment. Okay, attempt number 3. Let's see if we can get this double kelp bit here. It is really simple to do. All we'll do is knock that one out. We'll take this one, but odds are you'll lose that down the hole. Get rid of that one and get rid of that one. And then we are just going to put a chest sideways with a hopper going into it. And it's as simple as that. All it'll do is the items will get filtered here, they'll come across here, and they'll get split across here, which will then drop them into the two columns. And what we'll do is I will put in this one here. I brought a stack here, so at the bottom we should have 64 across 2 chests, but it probably won't be evenly distributed. But let's see what happens here. Right, let's hop down to the bottom and the light should be on for them. Jump across here. And you'll see there the items are not 100% evenly being distributed, but of course when that fills, that will just drop them straight down into here anyway. You see there's some in there and there's some in there, and that's that straight chest. Now, have we got our 64? Yes, we do. So there we go. That is how you make a double, and I can now hear a spider somewhere. I thought I'd lit this bit, or it could be there's a tunnel beneath us here as well. Never mind. Hopefully it won't be above us. So next we are going to do the 3 cobbles, because we have absolutely mountains of cobble, and we're going to have to split that up over 3 just so that it doesn't get absolutely insane the amount that we've got. Okay, this one works on a similar theory. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these blocks away, just pop those out, and just to make sure there's no interference, I'll take those redstone torches away. So this is our 3 area, and all we're going to do now is take out this chest, but use the right tool. We're going to take out this chest as well, and we'll just take out this whole little section just so that we can build it up. So first off, we are going to stick a chest across there, a hopper going into that, and then we're going to have to take out these next layers. So let's just pop that one out there. We'll be able to collect those on the bottom there later on. And then we'll just take out that for a moment. Pop a chest going across there, and that going into there. So it's not 100% brilliant, but at least you get, that'll be 18 double chests worth there that you get. So items will come in, part of them here will instantly go down this side, and then the other half will start coming down here, and then they will be split between here. So it gets gradually less and less goes into this column here. And I'll probably have to rig something so that light comes on as well, but at least when this stack here fills, it won't block up here yet. It'll fill these first, so when you've got both of those lights on, that'll be when you need to worry about the storage in the cobble. But let's hop up and go and get some cobble to test it. Okay, so we're now at the back of the system, and fingers crossed this is going to go alright. So we've got 64 cobble, and let's see what happens at the bottom. So you can see those 2 lights are coming on. This light here we'll have to rig up. That's those chests from before, and that's the chest that we carved up, and the ones from that side. So you'll see items are popping into here, They're slowly adding up in here. Tell you what, let's just put those into easy stacks. Now, once the lights go out and stay out, that should be 64. So we've got 30 in that one, 13 in that one, and 21 in that one. That's not quite the ratio I thought was going to happen, but it must be the way it must always take out of one particular side, and that's our 64 cobble there. So that will get broken down between these. And that is the storage system, I suppose. I am going to, well, you see here, I've carved out a bit of floor because I need to do some testing to see what I want in the floor. I'm thinking maybe stripped logs along the side. Probably have to put lights in this layer. I was thinking, I don't know whether or not maybe to carpet some of this area. Because we could have the strip logs down the centre, then we could have carpet down the middle. But that's for another episode. Today we just needed desperately to get this storage system working. I tell you what we'll do. This will either go disastrously or I tell you what, save and quit. We will create a quick backup of the world because we will connect the full system. So let's go in there and copy world. Let's go to play and let's go. I'll tell you what, we'll just do it on the creative, the copy that we've just taken. So here we are in our duplicated world where we can just quickly test something, and then if it works, then brilliant. If it doesn't, then I've got the flexibility to go back and fix it. I need to connect that last one in. Have I got a pick? Yes, I have. So I should show you in here as well. We have mountains of items, all sorts of items that are in here. It's all just overflowing. We have kelp blocks everywhere. If we go down the bottom here, this room here, as I said, is just completely full of all sorts of different things. So all of this is going to be emptied out into the system just to see what we'll see what happens with it all. But let's take out our pick. Let's dig through there. That is not connected, so we can safely do that. Let's use a little bit of a cobble. Block that off. And we need a little bit of variation in some of these blocks, really, don't we? Because that's a lot of those. Right, so now what we need to do is flick that switch. Items are starting to drain out. I maybe just have to put another little buzzer in. Oh, actually, whilst that's draining there, last time we put a little bit in there that I've actually changed for the alarm. I can't remember if I showed it last time, but I've rejiggled it so that the 2 points there just meet as one and push out and send a signal into there with a observer, well, a double observer. Let's just pop that there. And in here, I put a shut-off switch for it, just in case I was putting too much into it. But anyway, that's not why we're here. So let's hop down here. And is there a break in the hopper chain somewhere? Right, let's go and investigate. So this isn't activated, which means that I think I can see what the problem is. Let's see, have I still got the picks? Yep, there's not much left on it though. So let me guess, if I was to click on that, oh, there might be two that are knackered. Either way, we need that one out and connect that up. And look at that, there's another one here. I'm hoping that I haven't made a mistake like this anywhere else. So let's get that, and that was where all the stuff was. Let's put a few random items in. Let's see, those won't get sorted. So so that's flowing through there, and hopefully, see the problem is we've got absolutely loads of this stuff, but let's see what happens. There we go, that stabilised that a little bit, just put a little bit of a timer on that there. Let's now hop outside, and we should, hopefully, yep, you see there's one light on there, and that tells us that this is filling up, and because there was that much of that in that chest, this is going to take absolutely ages to fill up, isn't it? So we'll leave that. In the next episode, I'll maybe just do a quick recap and see if there was anything weird that happened, and let's see, we had 2 of those there to fix, so hopefully that will be it. We can then exit this world and go back to our proper world. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It's quite a massive build, this one. I will put the list of all the parts that you need for this 80 item sorter up on my website there. There'll be a couple of pictures, so don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.